Hip Hop Museum in DC, and we have a very special edition of Hip Hop in Action today. Our special guest of the day is Chucky Thompson. Chucky, how are you? And thank you so much for being here. Oh my God, we've never had a guest threaten us with scissors right from the top.
Listen, man, when you got what you got, it's time to go.
Oh
I
God.
thought I was bad.
Oh my God, I shouldn't have given him a sharp weapon. Hey, I have a box cutter.
Right.
But we're also joined by our digital director of the museum, CLB.
Hey everyone,
Hey,
what's up?
CLB. And our music director, DJ RBI. Hey, RBI.
What's good? What's good? Am I on?
Yeah, you are on. You are on.
1, 2, 1, 2. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? What's good? What's good? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Happy Friday. Happy Friday. What's good?
What are you playing?
Well, if everybody can hear me, right now I'm actually doing an experiment. I'm taking this song by a guy named Andres Wallenweeder. That basically is the original source sample for I Got a Story to Tell by Notorious B.I.G. Co-produced by this man Synthesizer right here. So what I did is I decided to throw the original source sample over top of the break. As best I can on the fly.
True Biggie fans will, discover that.
Can we hear it without the drums?
Yeah, here we go.
Wow.
Pretty dope.
Are other people aware of the source inspiration of this track?
I mean, the true hip hop heads probably know, you know what I'm saying? But the average person probably knows.
Like, how did you even come upon Engelbert Humperdinck? What's that guy's name? How'd you even find that record?
Well, I'm a digger, man. I'm a great digger, so I just happen to have like 3 or 4 different albums from him. I'm just playing it one day and came across that. And the sonics just kind of stood out to me, right?
That's what's up.
And I kind of heard, like, I knew when Chucky was involved with it that they didn't use the original sample. So when I heard it, I was like, I got a feeling this is the one. I got a feeling this is the one.
What made you come across it and wanna be inspired?
You know,
by it?
what made me come across it is I wasn't even involved with the second album. I was working on an artist that I had signed to Epic. It's a guy named Frankie. So I was so wrapped up in Frankie. I came to my daddy's house, and Big had just had the accident. So he had the cane and all. He sent somebody over to my room and was like, Big want to holler at you. So I was like, okay. So I go and talk to him, and he was like, yo, you not messing with me on this album? And I was like, well, it's not even that. It's just I'm focusing on this. He said, come on, man. You did my #1 record on the last album, which was Big Papa.
Yeah.
So how are you not going to do anything on this album? Like, it looks funny.
Oh, he was hurt.
Yeah, he pulled me up. You know what I mean? So then I said, you know what? Let me figure it out, So then Puff had just sat and played me all of the records that he had. And then he played me stories. But he said that this probably won't come out because of the sample clearance issue. And anybody that knows me, I play all these different instruments. I was like, okay, so that's my end. I came in that night, it was the Grammys that night in New York. I came back in with the big bow tie on and I finished it that night because it had to be done that night because they were wrapping up. And, we were just talking, like, in my mind, okay, here's a sample. Clearly it's working, but now we have to figure out a way for it to work without it being that man's work. So, sometimes you'll have 2 artists do the same record. So I just made myself the other record. So I did a different version of that, but I did it my way, and that's
with different instruments.
Exactly. But, same kind of vibe and energy, but if you listen to Story to Tell, you can kind of hear, I tried to keep the same integrity.
It's so funny because when he was playing this, I said it sounds like massage music. But then when the beat drops with it, you're like, oh!
See? But that's Big though. He's a big massage music gangster. You know what I mean? He likes that song.
No one's ever said that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Big Smalls because he's a massage music gangster.
Right,
You know,
exactly.
that's,
You know what I'm saying? And he knows the truth, man. So just a good chance for me to win with him, you know, before it all, took the turn that it took.
I love it.
I didn't even get a chance to see if he liked what I did, but I guess it did because
I guess it worked.
Yeah.
And so that's an interesting place for a producer to come into a track. Like the track is done, and you have to actually replay the instrumentation and kind of like fit it and craft it to what already exists. It doesn't always work that way, right? I mean, usually you're
for other people. But I'm a fanatic like him, so I listen, you know, there was no plan B.
okay.
This has to be.
I love it. I love it. And if anyone is, you know, in the DMV area, I want everyone to know that Chucky's platinum plaque for Big Papa is currently here at the House of Hip Hop, literally right on our wall, and it's sitting with, from what we understand, the largest public collection of gold, platinum, and diamond RIAA awards. I'm sure there's many, you know, producers and famous folks that have like an insane, you know, but for us to have this open to the public, I want folks to come in and check this out because there's very few times in anyone's life they get to be that close to a piece of history that represents one of the biggest and most iconic songs in the history of American music.
Yeah.
Not hip hop. You thought I was going to say hip hop. I said American music.
Yeah.
So I think that's really big. Okay, you're looking at me like, let's get to the goods.
No, I'm looking at
Let's
you like,
Let's take it in.
I basically gave you my rolling tray. And I used to twist up on that plaque.
Stop!
Come on, man. We're talking about the stories, church. He wouldn't want me to do it any other way.
I'm dying right
you-
now.
I am now looking at that plaque
And
very
shout out to
differently.
CJ.
You'll
You
never
feel me?
be the
Shout out to
same.
CJ. That's my youngin' right there. You feel me what I'm saying? But come on, man. That's can't do it no other way, man.
Did you
That's-
ever roll up with Big on that plaque?
No, not on the plaque, but
Okay.
I mean, we did things, you know what I'm saying?
Many a second.
As a family, yeah.
Okay, many a second. Okay, well this show is all about this insane. Okay, hold on a second. There's somebody at the door. Hold on, I think I know who they are. This is like Mr. Rogers' hip hop neighborhood. Who's at the door, everyone? Hey, everyone! Look who I found. The dispensary's upstairs. Look who I found. Go, Sticky. Come here. Yeah. Look, everybody! It's Crazy Tracy from Dawes Effects in our hip hop neighborhood. Thanks for coming by.
Yeah, man.
All right, go hang out in the back, and we'll talk to you later. That's hilarious to me. I'm sorry, that's actually really funny. Hey, I think we've decided, by the way, am I allowed to tell people what I think we might be naming it? Not yet.
Maybe not.
Maybe not. All right. How about I'll say this. Dawes Effects is coming out with a new strain of cannabis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
It's only right.
y'all need to be checking for that shit.
Get the fuck out of here.
Maybe that's the name.
It is not called Sticky Bucks. It is not called Bum Stiggity. Okay, but we do have a lot of amazing names. And if you want to check out a lot of the strains and the amazing cannabis stuff that we have, go to liftedshopdc.com. Lifted Shop DC has the largest selection of cannabis in the entire city. Okay, I've gotten that out of the way. I have a box cutter.
I'm itching.
CLB
Let's
is
do it.
our hip hop Vanna White. I want you to think long and hard about what you're going to pick and then tell people where it's coming from.
We're going with a bigger box right now.
Okay, that was an interesting
From the
choice.
jump.
Oh, starting with a big box. Uh-oh. Ooh.
That's what it is.
Oh, God.
Hey, is this supposed to be
Oh,
up
God.
there?
You know what? I think let's skip that one. I think that one's already, we already know what's inside that
Okay,
one.
let's go with this one.
Okay, where's it coming from?
This is coming from Minneapolis.
Minneapolis. All right, Chucky.
I'll get the honor.
Yeah, you.
Coming in all the way from Minneapolis, our very first
Hey,
artifact or piece of memorabilia. So here's how the game show goes. We open it and we decide, is this for the hip hop shop or is this for the hip hop museum? Okay, if it's for the hip hop shop, the viewers on Instagram can bid on it and they can get it even before it hits the store.
yes.
Here we go.
Here we go.
This looks like
This is delicate.
man, it's white.
Ooh.
Might be the
Oh, okay.
package. This might be the package.
Oh, wow.
Alright, there we go.
Okay. That is a True Heads Clothing fat lace hat.
Oh, wow.
This is my brother from another mother. This Marquis.
Oh,
This
wow.
Marquis.
Come on, church.
Look at the bill.
Custom fat lace
Come
hat.
on, man. And that's the
And the like ostrich, alligator,
man.
ostrigator
That's crazy.
brim. That's awesome. That is so awesome. Yeah, that's dope.
That was
Okay,
the
cool.
first one.
Well, of course you can get all of your fat lace needs at the Hip Hop Shop and TrueHeadsClothing.com. That's heads with a Z. TrueHeadsClothing.com. Where does it come from?
This is coming from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Okay, coming in from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We got Camden, New Jersey in the building. Shout out, buddy. And this is coming from Michael Jackson. And if you think I'm joking, I'm not. It's literally coming from Michael Jackson. Yeah. Man, we love you and we miss you, Michael.
It's not Michael Jackson from Fifth Street, is it?
Oh man. I love the vintage track suits that we have in the shop. This one is a colorway, so I collect these like Def Jam Adidas track jackets, and I've never seen this colorway before. Check it
I
out.
love it, that. Wow.
Isn't that sick? And then if you can see, the sleeve says 1984 because that was the year that Def Jam was founded. So there we go. Def Jam track jacket. Pretty fresh.
That's up for bid.
Pretty fresh. Totally up for bid. Totally up for bid. If you want to bid on this, now is the time. This is going in the Hip Hop Shop. And let me tell you, this is a extra large. Okay? Extra large Def Jam rare colorway track jacket. Now in the Hip Hop Shop. Alright. Chucky's up next.
Okay, this is coming in from, I think it's Washington. Washington State.
Washington State. Who is the dopest rapper from Washington State? Who is the? I'm gonna tell you who I think is the dopest rapper from Washington State. DJ RBR, our music director, can you think of anyone?
Oh man, it's escaping me because my memory on Washington State rappers.
It's such a long list, right?
Well,
It's
yeah, you know,
such a-
actually, I did a workshop in Seattle,
Oh, okay.
and I met a lot of those guys over there. But I can't remember, man.
What if I told you that the dopest rapper from Washington State was Sir Mix-a-Lot?
Well, I was going to.
What if I also told you that I only know one rapper from Washington State?
I got one for you, but
Okay.
I don't think he's the dopest from Washington State. But in honor of this brother right here, I will play this.
Oh, my posse's on Broadway. Did you know that?
No. There's a couple of things.
You guys are having like a full. What is going on over here?
This is okay, so we got
What you got right there?
hip hop socks.
Well, specifically, I think they're Wu-Tang socks. Okay. Wu-Tang weed socks. Can't go wrong with Wu-Tang weed socks. Those are, you can bid on those. If anybody would like some Wu-Tang weed socks. Got the Enter the 36 Chambers record store hitting cassette. Oh, shit, son.
Purple tape.
Oh, man.
Come on, man.
All right. Man, so this is, oh my God, no. I think this is the original Purple tape, actually. This isn't even a remake. This is the, oh wait, yes, it is. This is a remake. This is the Purple tape. The tape is actually purple. Okay.
So before I transition, Jeremy.
What do you mean? Yeah.
Before I transition, Jeremy, this is my answer to who's possibly the dopest Seattle
Who is this?
Macklemore, DJ Boom. I say yes.
Did anybody even know Macklemore had a song with Premier? On one song?
Wow.
When did this happen?
Probably about 3-4 years ago.
Yo, as much as I don't want to like Macklemore, I kind of fucks with him. Ever since he brought Grandmaster Caz on stage, I was like, I respect on that. Okay, but this is a puzzle, Liquid Swords puzzle and CD, and this is Old Dirty Bastard's wallet. Yeah, that's his wallet, and it's totally shrink wrapped. Special edition wallet and CD. This is all available at the Hip Hop Shop, or you can bid right now live on Instagram.
Alright, you know, Wu-Tang is for the kids. So, you know,
Wu-Tang is for the kids.
Wu-Tang is for the children.
Okay.
Oh my God.
This is coming from Georgia.
Okay, my turn. Box cutter pass. Alright. See? Look at that. Mine's easy. You make it look
That
hard.
last one was Fort Knox.
Alright. Ooh. Okay. So, if anybody has been following the Hip Hop Museum and the Hip Hop Shop, you will know that we have the largest collection of Sedgwick and Cedar apparel, jackets, and t-shirts.
Right.
And oh man, I found another. Look at this. Oh man, look at this. Hold on. I'm gonna zip it up. Hold on. I'm gonna zip this up. It's gonna look good. I'm telling you. Wait a second. There we go. Look at that. All right. Sedgwick and Cedar jacket. I'm not gonna lie. I may or may not have gotten this one for myself. Okay, it's a double XL. So if you want this double XL before it hits the Hip Hop Shop, then you need to bid. Bid at the bottom of the screen. You know what? Christine, I'm gonna give that back to you.
Okay.
That's just not gonna work. All right, but also, if you don't like that or that's not your size, go to our website, which has like a million different Sedgwick and Cedar jackets and t-shirts, and it's a really incredible collection that was put together by the founding fathers of hip hop. What you got
This is
there?
coming from across the pond, the UK.
Okay.
Okay, box cut. So you
Well-
do a little faster than us.
I'm gonna give it to you though. I'm scared though, because I don't wanna hurt it. And I almost just hurt it. Oh my God, this is like surgery. This is coming from the UK. Oh my God. Ooh. Oh, actually, this is amazing. All right. Wait. Wow. UK knows how to package things well. Okay, hold it up. 1996 Hip Hop Connection UK magazine, signed by all three members of De La Soul,
That's dope.
which will be going right next to our platinum plaque of De La Soul's 3 Feet High and Rising.
Yes, sir.
Dope.
That's what's up.
That's pretty dope.
Listen, if you want to understand hip hop, if you don't know what it is, that album will explain.
What did you, do you remember where you were when you first heard 3 Feet High and Rising?
Probably, man, that was right after I got out of high school, so I was just figuring out hip hop myself. You know what I mean? And I was here in DC, you know, but I was actually starting to produce. And I had just got finished playing with Chuck Brown and the Soul Searchers, so it was, it was right around that time.
Were you listening? Because you were doing a lot of go-go. Did you listen to hip hop at that
Yeah,
time?
that was right at. Hip hop and go-go kind of had the same, you know, beginnings. You it just started from the street. So I was doing, DC we were doing more instruments. New York was doing more records, but I was still, I was into the records. Go-go bands used to play all the records. So it was an easy transition for me. Once I learned exactly what it was about. Breaks and beats and different things like that. So that record was like, to me, it was like a Bible because it just brought you into, the evolvement of hip hop.
When I first heard 3 Feet High and Rising, my first thought was, oh wow, I didn't know hip hop could do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It went in like a whole new direction. I thought it was a really great direction. What do you got over there?
Okay. Yeah, we got West Virginia in the house.
We got one of these crazy. This is a box cutter situation.
I'll give you an easier one.
Yeah,
Don't bleed all over us.
Be careful.
crazy.
Oh, where did you say this was coming in from?
West Virginia.
West Virginia. Now, when you think of West Virginia hip hop, what do you think of?
Probably nothing.
Has there ever been any hip hop from West Virginia?
I was going to say, when you think of West Virginia hip hop, you don't think of West Virginia hip hop.
You know what? But no discredit to West Virginia.
No doubt.
Because I'm pretty sure,
They probably got some killers up there.
yeah, when you think about Pharrell and Timbaland, that's kind of, I don't know. I just feel like I would never have even counted that part of Virginia to be that.
Okay, fair enough.
And to back that up, honestly, the dopest MC of all time probably lives in West Virginia. We just haven't
We just haven't met him yet.
So we got a whole
Just
bunch
because
of
he's shearing sheep all day long.
Yeah, well, yeah.
No offense.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. He's probably taking opioids. I'm just kidding. No, wait, seriously, he's probably taking opioids.
Shout out to West Virginia.
I'm gonna pray for you, though. It's hip hop pins, like a million different hip hop pins, which will all be available in the shop because
Run DMC, I see Lauryn Hill.
you can't have a jean jacket without a whole bunch of pins on the jean jacket. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. All right, keep it moving.
Let's go. This is coming from St. Paul, Minnesota.
This looks like hard there.
St. Paul, Minnesota. Well, speaking of Minnesota, that's where True Heads Clothing is located in Indianapolis. And we're going to send a big shout out to Neil Taylor and all of the True Heads family.
That's where this Chris pack comes from.
Oh,
You got it?
a lot of people don't realize Chucky's catalog is so diverse. You know what I mean? It really spans, tracks like, One Mic by Nas, but then also like, Faith and R&B, and a lot of really R&B legends. And I don't know if okay, here's something interesting. So, I don't know if you guys were watching Talib Kweli's latest. Have you watched Talib Kweli's podcast ever?
Yeah, dope. It's dope. The one with Joe Crack.
Right. So Joey Crack was on there, and he said something really touching. He said that Diamond D saved his life.
Indeed.
And I thought that was beautiful, because basically from everything that I understand, offering a guy who's selling crack on the block, an opportunity to make music and be professional at it, I mean, you don't get that type of opportunity, but only once in a lifetime. So the reason why I'm saying all of this lead up is because we were actually able to obtain Fat Joe's very first press kit from Relativity Records. And what was the name of his first album? Represent, thank you. So, I don't know if y'all can see this, but we got Fat Joe's bio. Okay, and this was like, see Relativity Records, this is what they looked like when they came out. So there's his biography, right? Here's his very first ever glossy and press photo. Woo! Very first press photo. So
Big condition.
and And then, oh, this is great. And then like a one sheet. And I'm gonna read the one sheet because I think this is great. Cool DJ Red Alert says, I've seen this motherfucker way before all of you and he will represent. Cool G Rap says, my man Fat Joe has the bomb ass shit from the boogie down. DJ Premier says, it's the real live shit that can relate to. Grand Poobah says, it's on, there ain't no pretending, it's a 93 toaster. And lastly, Diamond D says, Fat Joe's a live Puerto Rican. But you would think he was black by the way he's speaking.
That's a weird compliment.
That is,
That's definitely something from the 90s.
Right?
I don't even know kind of what to say. But man, that was how press kits were coming out back then. Do you have any thoughts or sentiments, or have you ever worked with Fat Joe?
We've met a couple of times, man. He's just a good dude, man. You know, super shouts out to him. You need to get a signature on that.
Yeah.
Real with you,
Yeah.
And
Well,
you may be even surprised to see that.
it's been a minute, right?
Yeah.
It's been a minute, and it's in like really crisp condition.
Yeah. Like somebody had that in a drawer, just chilling.
Okay, quick story I'm going to tell you. My very first music industry job in college was as on the promo street team for Relativity, working under Muhammad Ali. That's right, his name was Muhammad Ali. He was the promotions director at Relativity. And if anyone who knows their hip-hop, industry background from the 90s, Muhammad Ali was a big deal. He signed a bunch of cats. MOP was one of them. Relativity, they had a bunch of different acts. And if I'm crazy, not Common, but
As a matter of fact,
who else? Who else was on Relativity?
Common was on Relativity.
Common was on
As a matter of
Relativity.
fact, I got something on.
Common, MOP, Fat Joe. Relativity was popping back in the day. It was one of those labels that was willing to take a chance on artists.
Welcome everybody to the station that plays all the jams all the time. This is the illustrious and praiseworthy Muhammad Ali coming at you live, so live you can hear it live. Only here on WMOE 108.9 FM when the FM stands for Bad Music. Coming up next, a brand new tune from a personal associate of mine, Common Sense, straight out of Chicago on Relativity Records. There's a little something called This Is Me, and just remember you heard it here first on WMOE 108.9.
That's my DJ and my music director. No one can punctuate. No one can punctuate a conversation the way he can. That was crazy that you even have a mind like that. That is really just wild. All right, what else we got? Keep it coming. We got a lot of
Let's
stuff.
start on this one.
Okay.
This is coming from Jersey City.
Christine, I think you got to open that one.
You want me to open it?
Yeah, I think we have to disperse the
It feels
responsibility.
magical. It does. Feels like something that needs to be in my collection.
Coming in from Jersey City, New Jersey. Shout out Jersey City.
Let's see what we got. Oh wow.
Oh, well, you know who's in Jersey City?
Who shot ya?
Shout out Ernie Panicoli. One of the most, if not the most, foundational photographers in the history of hip hop, because he has taken and documented more photographs, I believe, covering all decades of hip hop than any other photographer in the history of hip hop. And you can go on right now and check out an archive that contains over 20,000 photographs from Ernie Panicoli online, and you should definitely go. Oh, look at that! Rest in peace, Prince Marky D.
Oh wow, yeah.
And rest in peace, Buff. And shout out to my boy Cool Rock Ski.
Yes, sir. Hey, the irony of this instrumental is, I'm trying to stay in tune with you guys. You have a picture book. It's called Who Shot You?
Ah!
The song featuring Notorious B.I.G.
Yeah.
This is Total. Mastermind by this brother right here.
You're like Kevin Bacon of DJs.
Check it out. The song is called Can't You See? It's a picture book.
That's my
can you
jam
see?
right
I like it. I like it. And see, I would have gone straight with Who Shot You the song, but
Right,
no,
right.
not my DJ. Alright,
Love
put
it.
that right there. That's awesome.
This one looks exciting, so this is for you.
Oh, okay, this is for me.
I didn't read it though.
Okay.
Check your box.
Coming all the way in from, oh my God. Yo, I think this is from Japan.
Wow.
I'm almost positive this is from Japan. And I've been really working hard at trying to make sure that we have the best De La Soul collection in the history of mankind. And so we have a lot of stuff from De La Soul, you know, not to mention their platinum plaque that is in our art gallery right now. In my opinion, it is the only electrified platinum plaque that I've ever seen. Have you ever seen an electrified platinum plaque? I haven't either. Okay. So here we go. If you are a De La Soul fan and collector, you have to have these figurines. Okay, these are figurines.
Way back.
Oh wow. Well, we told him to do this, and he's doing it well.
Get out of here. Figurines.
One.
Figurines.
Okay, you're actually in there. Three. Oh, cool. We each get one member of De La Soul.
Wow.
I love that choice.
That is sick.
Dope.
Look at that. They're not gonna stand.
Oh, you took it all the way out. Okay.
No, he didn't have the plastic.
He didn't have one. Okay.
But you know what's so cool about this? Look at how they actually say, so let me hold this one up. So this one is Maceo, and it says objective save hip hop. And I love that, and his arms move, and his helmet comes down and comes off. That's so cool.
Pretty dope.
Now I heard, I could be wrong, but I heard that Dave lives in Maryland.
He does.
He does. Okay, well then that answers that. Is there room for Dave? I mean Maceo? Alright, that's amazing.
That's really, I love that.
Wow, that's really cool. I love De La Soul.
Who knows it like they like?
Who knows it like daylight?
Who knows it like?
Somebody took it over.
I thought he came to life. Marietta, Georgia.
Alright, you're on that, Chucky. Marietta. Be careful, I think we're gonna lose
I think I'm gonna put them back
plug 3.
in the box.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm a little worried about their fragility.
Plug 3. So I can't really tell you a whole lot about those dolls. I think they come from PNB.
Are these for auction? Are they can they be on?
I'm sorry, these are only for the shop. I mean for the museum. Sorry, these are not for the shop.
Okay.
These are only for the museum. They're extremely rare, and will never ever be seen again. What's your favorite De La Soul song today, RBI? Of all time?
That's like asking like what my favorite moment of breathing, man. I can't pick a favorite daylight joint, man.
Hard, right?
I'm a fan of Sticks Is High, man. That's one of my like.
That's one of my favorite hip hop songs of all time. That's my favorite hip hop.
Jamal.
Got too many joints, man.
Also, the lyrics on Stakes Is High is breathtaking. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What they're saying, it's probably one of the deepest hip hop songs in my opinion.
You know what though? I'll use a different kind of choice. I won't say my favorite, but one of the most underrated
Yeah.
is Oodles of O's.
Oh, I love Oodles of O's. That's a good one that you picked.
Especially if you like pay attention to the fact that they're rhyming O sounds through the whole song.
Nice.
So this is The Adventures of Grandmaster Flash, signed by Grandmaster Flash. Somewhere in there.
Yeah, something.
Let me see. Usually it's on the first page or so. Yeah, there we go.
There you go.
Nice.
So this is Grandmaster Flash's book. The Adventures of Grandmaster Flash, and it's signed by
You see,
Grandmaster Flash.
you see.
Man, you're fast. You're fast. You're really fast, I'm not gonna lie.
Ready for the next one?
Actually, I'm gonna request that I do this because
Okay.
this is money. I think I'm joking. So I found an artist in the UK who makes art. Hold on, I have to do this. Who makes art out of money?
Nice.
Jeremy Beaver, DJ Boom, what the hell are you talking about? How do you make art out of money? How is that even possible? That's a good question. That's a good question. If you asked me that question, I would not know how to answer you. I would simply just hand you a Tupac dollar bill. Hold that up. Or
Dollars.
a Biggie Smalls
Get out of here.
dollar bill. Keep it going
wow.
down. Or nice. A Raekwon. Biggie Bucks. Raekwon,
This is dope.
Big L.
Are these done by hand or these original?
These are
one-of-a-kind?
all one-of-ones done by hand.
What?
Get out of here, man.
This is so dope.
Nas. MF Doom.
What? These are great.
Hold them up. Hold these up. Hold those up. Snoop Dogg. Jay Dilla.
Wow. This is a great find.
Big Pun. Wu-Tang. So this art is coming to us. He's actually a tattoo artist out in the UK. I definitely should have had his name in straight, but when you watch the final show, we'll have his name right here at the bottom with a nice little picture. But how cool is that? He made each one of those by hand.
Unbelievable. And do you notice the back though? Each one has the artist in Dilla We Trust. In Snoop We Trust. On the back.
Oh, wow.
This is so dope.
Oh, that's so cool. All right, let's put those back in there. That's amazing. I'm sorry, that's not getting sold.
Museum stuff.
That's museum
Yay.
stuff. Because
Yay.
who's ever done that? I've never even actually seen anyone do that. It's probably illegal, but who cares?
Yeah, right.
That's
It
amazing.
But if they're doing overseas, is it illegal?
Oh, that's a good question.
Toledo, Ohio.
Toledo, Ohio. I think you
Who wants
should.
to do the
I
honors?
think you should do the honors of that one.
DJ Boom.
Old Doug. Who else is from Ohio? It's Cleveland and there's Cincinnati. Who's from Cincinnati?
What about Atmosphere and Slug and them?
That's Minnesota.
Oh, that's what I said. Minnesota.
Method?
Machiavelli. Tupac.
Nice.
Who wouldn't want to wear that? That's pretty dope. I think that's dope.
Yeah, it's nice.
Put that away.
Speaking of Tupac, there was an irony around the time this song came out big, which is a sample or an interpolation from The Barge. And Tupac came out with I Ain't Mad at You, which is a Barge sample from the same album. But it's him. Pretty interesting.
Where's that coming in from? This is the Ohio one?
Pasadena.
Oh, this is Pasadena.
LA.
How did this song come about?
You know what's crazy? It started from Rashad tumbling dice. You know, Rashad, he was one of the hitmen. He was one of Puffy's go-to guys for samples and different things like that. And he just, you know, this is one of those songs, it's The Barge, you know what I mean? So
Right.
at the parties, they would play a lot of the original records.
Right.
So this record used to get played in New York a lot. So then when Big, you know, when Big was happening, it was just a different time for hip hop. You know, we were moving more towards, you know, soulful, kind of like 70s vibe situation. So this record, you know, it just kind of came about. It was one of those songs, you know.
I mean, did you make the beat first, or did he rap first?
I did the one on the album. I did the album first.
Right.
I basically get paid for it.
See, the interesting thing about this one, I always thought you had something to do with this one too.
Well, I mean, as far as, you know, me getting publishing from it being
because you did your original on the album.
Right, exactly.
I always thought that you had something to do with it because of how well you were able to take those old joints and fill them out.
Nah, this was Rashad tumbling dice.
Ah, okay.
He
All
put
Rashad.
this together. Yeah.
All Rashad, okay.
Yep. Okay, so
That's,
what do we have here?
Tumbling Dice. He did
Beat Nuts.
All right.
So this is from Psycho Les.
Ooh. Okay.
Psycho Les has donated his Japanese tour jacket.
That's what's up.
2016
Yeah.
satin bomber
Oh yeah.
tour jacket. Look at that. That's dope.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's super dope. And only because it's not vintage, it's going into the shop, so you'll be able to own an actual Beat Nuts bomber jacket that was worn by Psycho Les on tour in Japan. Man, you folded that so well.
I know,
And
right?
displayed it. It's almost like you used to own a clothing line called Chocolate City or something and had to fold lots of clothes or something, I don't know.
My job feels threatened right now. There's like a hat coming from Jersey City again.
Yeah,
You want me to do
stuff?
the
Yeah.
delicate stuff?
Yeah.
You're good. You're very fast. You're very fast.
Yeah.
Have you guys figured out what the game is called? It's called Hey DJ, how fast can you play a related song? Quickly, play some shit. He's
Purple
good though.
tape hat. How about that?
Wow.
I think it's signed by Raekwon. Yep. Right there.
Okay, yep. Sorry about Ray Kwon.
Wow.
Purple tape hat. Shout out to Ray. Come on, church.
That's dope
Sir.
as hell.
Yep.
It's like, what is that, dude? It's like silver. I've never even seen a hat that has lines from front to back.
That's crazy.
Oh man, and look at the brim.
Yeah.
Yo, that shit is fresh. I love it. OB4CL. You know what that stands for? Only built for Cuban links. Come on, y'all. Where's my studio audience when I need them?
You're out there. You're not paying attention.
What do we have
We
there?
have a small package, another Minnesota.
He's the box cutter.
Where is it going? Okay, you got that one. Minnesota. Minnesota actually really does have a dope hip hop scene, I'm not gonna lie. I wish I could speak more intelligently about it, but I know for a fact that if Neil Taylor was here, he would tell you all the amazing things that are happening in Minnesota for hip hop. There's like mad organic. They're like hip hop hippies, is what I'm trying to say.
Yo, rhyme sayers alone.
There you go.
A lot
That's
of work, man.
thank you. That's rhyme sayers. They got that new guy Prof, right?
Yeah.
They got Atmosphere.
Yep.
They got oh my God.
They signed it. They signed MF Doom. They signed
They
Murder.
signed MS Doom with Murs, right? Oh my God. Another old dirty bastard wallet. I might as well, since this one's open.
Let me shout out Rhyme Sayers one more time too, because they also signed DC's own Rock as well. She put a record out through them.
Oh,
Her last
dope.
record's out for them.
There's his public assistance card with 2 different CDs in there, right? I don't know. I think it's cool to have Old Dirty Bastard's wallet. I don't know about you guys.
This one's for you, bro.
Oh, this is really special, by the way.
It feels special. Houston, Texas.
Okay. So, if you, let me ask you, if you were to curse at your mom, what would your mom do to you?
Call your last word.
I'm trying to lead you. If you were, okay, you see where I'm going with this.
I'm hoping.
If you were to do something disrespectful to your mother, what might she do? In my household, I would get whooped.
Yeah.
How about you, Chucky? If you ever said something disrespectful to your mom, did you guys have like a special punishment?
I would probably be getting checked into the drug rehab, because somebody's tripping. It's happening at that point.
I feel like moms don't take any mess. What about you?
No.
You have a Jamaican
I'm
mother.
from Jamaica, so the word don't even come out of my mouth. Mouth gone.
Yeah,
They don't play in Jamaica.
you won't even get it out.
Did you ever piss your mom off?
Oh, yeah. All the time.
You got some real hard work.
So what happens in Jamaica? Like, what's the most common punishment that parents will do to their children? Do they whoop them, or do they
Whoop.
force them to
Whoop
sit
it.
in the jerk chicken
No, there's
house?
no timeout in Jamaica.
The reason.
Oh shit, I got you.
Now you get me. The reason why I'm asking bizarre questions about people's mothers and what they would do to them if they cursed at their mother is because if I cursed at my mom,
Tell me, Stella.
she would knock me the fuck out. That's right. The actual platinum award
Oh my God.
to Mama Said knock you out.
You know that's my guy. Nice.
Let me tell you, when this song came out, you couldn't tell me shit. I was fighting invisible people. I was running down the street, boxing invisible enemies. Yo, this was that song, right, that made you want to work out and just,
Hey, listen, man. I'm gonna tell you, this is probably the most successful comeback in hip hop history,
history. Oh my God. Not even close. They had totally written them off.
and it's a perfect album.
LL was completely written off. Okay.
That's a good one.
Hey, Marcus, or can one of y'all lovely human beings? Chris, thank you so much. Yeah, if you could just grab that and put it down ever so gently.
Where exactly?
You know, yeah, just so gently. So
We're coming to the big boxes now.
so gently. Oh, the big boxes?
LA, baby.
You know what, maybe take it away from there, because I might throw things in that area. You can put it on my chair.
You want me to go?
Where's this coming from?
LA?
LA?
Did you hear that? The original.
Yeah.
It's not Stone. Okay, here we go. More LL. Rock that bell. Hear me? Rock the bell.
What's in there?
Let's see. Black shoes, 3/4
quarter leathers and medallions. Money's lined up, ready to ride like stallions. Since good love is hard to find, I snatch up the real hot ones and make them mine.
That's so tough. Yo, look at the leather pockets.
Oh yeah.
Yo.
The detailing on Rock the Bells and Parallel.
Yo.
Oh, this is nice.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
Yo, that is the dopest. Oh. Hey, you know what? A big and serious shout out to LL Cool J, who just raised his very first $8 million of Series A funding for Rock the Bells. Absolutely an amazing brand. Thank you for keeping classic hip hop alive. That's awesome. Rock the Bells.
Okay, this is coming from PA. Look like twins, so.
Okay, you open one, I'll open the other. Coming in from. Oh wow, all of that packaging for this? Oh my God, all right, well, however you want to live. So this is since we're doing original bios, the original bio and press kit for Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5 from Elektra. That is super, super rare, needless to say, going directly in the museum.
Nice.
Wow, that's really cool. Look at this, it was done on a typewriter. Look, it's like, you know, like literally a typewriter.
Like, what do these kids know about these press kits?
You got the original Bismarck press kits, a diabolical.
Nice.
My brother.
Hey, how cool, they typed it on fluorescent pink paper.
Love it.
Wow, hold that up a little bit, yeah. There you go. Bismarcky, and we wish you well, sir. Keep up the good rehab. Kane told me that you gave him the middle finger, and keep doing that. I need you back on set ASAP, my brother. I love you, Biz.
Let me tell you a crazy story with Biz and me. So, his situation with Cold Chillin', you know, a lot of people were asking for him to, you know, do commercials and use some of the songs in the commercials. So, Cold Chillin' wasn't having it. So, Monty, rest in peace, that's my brother. Right before he passed, he had reached out to me to basically replay the masters for the Vapors. I did You Got What I Need. Is that the friend? So when you see these commercials playing and you hear the music in there, that's me.
Oh,
wow.
But Biz gave me all the samples, he gave me everything, and I put it all back together. So if you hear any commercials using Biz Marquis or Richard Works, those are things that we created. So it's actually a commercial that's playing right now with just a friend on it. So.
what?
Yeah. I bugged out because I forgot I did it.
And you had to, let's explain to people. So you had to do that because of that infamous lawsuit.
Because of, they weren't, you know, letting him get more than a certain amount of money if he used the Cold Chillin' master. So Monty just got smart and said, let's just recreate and have our own master. So, you know.
But the original vocals are over them?
No, he redid.
He recut everything.
He did it all over again, yeah.
Wow.
You understand why I call him the cheat code now?
He is the cheat code.
Man.
But guess what? He's not the only, Biz isn't the only artist, and Chucky isn't the only producer to do that. Because of streaming, I've noticed a bunch of these artists have gotten hit to the fact that they can just kind of re-record. So like you'll go on and you'll see Young MC bust a move. And I'll be like, oh, I'm gonna play that for my 9-year-old, and I played it, and I'm like, that is not it. Exactly. That is not exactly it.
Right.
You know, but the poor guy is being cheated out of all of his streaming revenue, I'm sure.
Hey, you know what's real funny about that too? So back in '99, HHMDC put an album out called Out of Business, and it was like greatest hits along with a new album. On the greatest hits record, everything that was on Fresh Sleeping Bag Records, they remade everything.
And how did it
First
sound?
time I noticed.
How did it
I
sound?
hated it.
Right. Because your brain gets
Right.
so used to.
Yeah.
And let me ask you this: Who did the cuts?
Well, all the cuts were, like the scratches and
Still
everything
scratch.
was still on point.
Okay.
And the production was the same. It's just the vocal performances were different. So that's the problem. Like in '99, Harris Smith rhymed so much different than he did.
In '88.
And Eric Sermon as well. So Harris was more behind the beat, and Eric was pronouncing this stuff too clearly. I wanted Mushmouth Eric Sermon.
Right. The irony. Yeah, that's not how.
Shout out to Mushmouth. Need that, you know.
Oh man, I used to love it. He was an inspiration to anyone with a little bit of a lisp. Oh my God, there's more.
There's a lot more.
There's a lot more. We gotta go faster.
Yeah. We have like, maybe 3 or 4 more.
Okay, 3 or 4.
It felt special.
Oh shit, son. St. Paul, Minnesota again.
Yeah.
I don't know why y'all blessing us with all this. Yo!
Oh, man.
An 8-track of Sugar Hill Records' greatest hits.
That's nice.
Oh, and let me just tell you, the very first record on here is a 10-minute version of Spoonin' Rap by Spoonie G. To the Beat by Lady B is the second track. Oh my God.
Sylvia Robinson, man.
Yes.
Yo, Rapping and Rockin' the House by the Funky Four. Yeah, shout out Leland. We just saw Leland when we were at the 1520. Check that out. Look where I'm pointing right there.
Oh,
We
yeah.
blew it up and had it signed by Coke and Kaz and Grandmother Theodore.
Shout out to Kaz.
So shout out all of our originators. That's beautiful. I found this, by the way, on eBay. And that seller probably was like, yo, that sold quickly. I mean, it was probably there for 17 seconds. I was like, I gotta have that.
Is that museum property?
Oh, that thing, don't even bid.
That's
Don't bid.
Forget about it.
Don't bid. All right.
This was partially opened.
That's okay. That's okay. I think this is
This is Astoria, New York.
Astoria, New York. Well, you know what? I'll only just show this real quickly. I think we showed this on a previous program, but I'm going to show it anyways because I got to tell you. So thanks for all that. So Adidas is just amazing with their superstars. So they came out with the Tacalian Superstar. Okay, and Method Man, and let me just tell you, as far as and with the brown, leather feel, and even his face is look at that, his face is inside the sole. Oh, and look at that, the little woo on the side. I'm just telling you, I love you, Adidas, and stop taking all my money. Was there a box? Okay. Yeah, goddamn, Adidas and Puma really got hip to guys our age. And they realize what makes us tick.
Let's keep it going. Another Astoria.
Another Astoria. I only assume. Listen, shit to make me talking. I love the way you said that. Hey, by the way, if you guys missed the Redman and Method Man verses, you missed the best verses. Like literally, of all the verses, it was by far the best, and all the guests. Did you see when Keith Murray, K-Solo, EPMD, DJ Cool, Woo? It was great. What are these? Okay, let me just tell you this. Okay, I was looking for these for a long time. And let me ask you something. Who knows Wild Style enough to know who was the lead graffiti artist in Wild Style? Anyone? Lee Quinones. Lee Quinones. Okay. Wild Style's the world's first hip hop movie. Okay. I was actually able to obtain a pair of Lee Quinones shell toes. And no, these are not custom made. This is actually how Adidas put this out. And what the fuck? This is just the cool, I'm so sorry, but this is gotta be the dopest sneaker, personally, I have ever seen in my life. Look, it even got the train yard on the side. I know you're appreciating how I'm slowly spinning this in mid-air. Look at the cans on the side. Look at my DJ playing Fab Five Freddy's soundtrack. Man, brothers and sisters, I'm sorry. This is too much. It comes with like 3 different styles of laces. Like, what are these sticker patches? From Leaky Notice himself? Oh my god, this is amazing. This is, oh my god.
So sick.
Those are dope.
This is the greatest thing I've ever seen.
God, oh god. These are not for sale. You'd have to pry them
There's
in
not
like
many things for
cold,
sale apparently.
dead hands. There's a couple things for sale.
Okay,
There's a couple things.
let's see.
I feel like we should. Oh man, I
We
feel
have
like
2 like large ones.
2 large ones. All right, let's get it real quick.
Yeah.
All right, let's do this right where Chucky sits. Oh my God. I'm gonna love asking you a question that's gonna immediately come as to whether or not you have ever worked with this artist before. This artist is elusive. This artist has changed his rap name. How many artists in the history of hip hop have found success and changed their rap names? How many?
I mean, besides Diddy,
Okay. So we got Diddy.
Yeah.
Who else we got? We got Mos Def.
MF Doom.
MF Doom was
Watch out for the,
RZA. Zev Love X. RZA was Prince Raheem. Who else? Who else has changed their name? How many names has Diddy had? He was Puff Daddy.
Like 5.
Love now. How about that?
He changed his middle name to Love. And Webster's Dictionary had to change the definition.
Oh wow, look at that.
Oh, it's you.
Is it me?
That's what she said.
Wow, right
Wait, what? Sorry. Too soon?
I got you.
Sorry.
I got you.
You going that way? Okay. All right. So, to me, the greatest rapper that has ever changed their name, and I still love their work.
Nice.
Boca. Mos Def.
Nice.
For all you gringos and Latinos. There you go.
Nice.
The mighty Mos Def, y'all.
Okay, this is
Okay, this is it. This is the last one. This is it. This is a big deal. This is the last one. Okay, first of all, I wanna make this sentimental because, our museum is intended to do one thing and one thing only, and that is preserve the music and culture and legacy of hip hop. We've lost a lot of people over the last year. We've lost Black Rob. We've lost Prince Marky D, rest in peace. We have lost DMX. We have lost MF Doom. Who else have we lost, RBI? Ecstasy from Houdini, rest in peace.
yeah.
Prince Marky D.
Heavy D.
Heavy D.
Shock G.
Shock G.
Shock G. And you know what? This is so fitting that this is coming in a case like this.
Oh, I love.
Oh, wow.
This is maybe the coolest thing. All right, so
Is that a Halliburton?
it looks like it, right? I didn't know this was gonna come like this. All right, let me move this all out of the way
Like it
here.
might be that package.
Okay, so rest in peace to Shock G and the entire Digital Underground family. Wow.
Does it need a combination?
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Okay, I got scared there for a second. Okay, rest in peace to Shock G. We have been able to acquire a hand-illustrated comic book that Shock G was working on in the last 10 years of his life. And from what I understand, the illustrations were all on the back of Digital Underground flyers. And it was called The Invasion of the Assholes.
That's right. That's very much Shock G. No question.
Wow.
See that, man? I don't know.
You guys see this?
More center.
That's good.
So first of all, let me show you this. These are not Digital Underground flyers. This is the Digital Underground glossy, okay? Now look, all of the illustrations were done on the backs of the actual glosses. Look at this. Look at this. Look at that. Each one.
Actual
And
asshole.
Yes.
each one, they're actual anuses talking to each other. You ain't cool. You just blown smoke out your ass. And there he is, literally blowing smoke out of his ass. And look, signed by Shock G. I mean,
Wow.
you guys, this is really one of the most amazing. And the guy played piano. He was an incredible illustrator, as you guys can see.
He's a genius, bro.
He's a pure musical genius, and I really don't want our museum to be only giving flowers to people once they've passed. Let's sit down and just speak a couple minutes before we go, because I really think that this year has been difficult for the hip-hop community. We've lost a lot of folks that we weren't, I know this sounds silly, but we weren't prepared to lose. Okay, because they're all folks that are middle-aged, late 40s, early 50s, even early 60s, I'm sorry, but I'm expecting anyone to live to like 70. If you can't get 70, to me, you've left us too early. Okay? So all I want to do is say this. In the presence of one of our future inductees, Chucky Thompson, who is not only one of the most talented producers in the history of hip-hop, but is also a fabulous human being. I want to let you know that not only do I love you, but the entire museum loves and supports and honors all of your work, your legacy, and if by the grace of God, all of the hip-hop legends are no longer around, we want to carry on the torch of your music for your family and for future generations, and just know that that's all we want to do, and we want to do it while you're still alive. Preferably. Okay? So, you know, Chucky here in DC, I don't want to talk too much, I want to let him say something, but Chucky is a DC hero to us here in DC. As a young person who came to college here at 17 in 1993, I immediately was looking up to Chucky. Didn't know who he was, but immediately looking up to him, okay? And then guys like DJ Cool, and they started doing all these songs and singles, and I was like, oh, okay, so talented people can come from DC and hip-hop, because DC wasn't known for hip-hop at all. So just in closing, because, you know, in the coming months and years, we're going to have to speed up how we honor people to make sure we don't miss anyone. But tell people what you're most proudest of in your musical legacy and what you want people to remember you for, you know, when the day is done.
I mean, I'm most proud to, first off, like you said, you know, hip-hop wasn't really a situation that was happening in DC, you know, but during, I'm gonna just be real, you know, during the whole drug trade in that time of the 80s, a lot of our culture was happening in New York, and a lot of their culture was coming down here. It's actually a section of hip-hop that was actually go-go, you know what I mean? So You know, first off, for me to actually leave the city and to be able to work with one of the biggest record labels, you know, black labels, and be successful with it. And then to be able to come back to DC and, you know, work with one of my mentors, which is Chuck Brown. And, you know, and be able to create records with him, you know, that to me was probably one of the biggest things for me, is to, you know, share some of the success that I've had along with somebody that helped me become successful. So, you know, it's still a challenge with the hip hop coming from DC, but I just feel like, you know, a lot of things have happened. DC is definitely, you know, we've been on the map, but I really feel like this next wave of artists is really cementing the stone. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Wale, shout out to Corday, shout out to a lot of the guys that are, you know, pushing the envelope right now. And even for the ones that are, you know, just looking and watching, like you have some good examples of what is to come from the city. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just proud to be a part of it. You know what I'm saying? This is home for me.
Well, we appreciate you, and I know I speak for thousands of young folks and folks my age in this area who are directly influenced by you. I would not be in the hip-hop industry if it weren't for what you've done, and not just me, like, and that there'd be no hip-hop museum. A lot of people. And so I know there's a question out there because our boy Crazy Tracy is going to be starting a podcast with us about producers.
Yes, sir.
And that's why I brought him here today, so he could meet you.
Cool.
What would your, because if I'm an up-and-coming producer, right, times have changed so much, what would be the one kind of piece of advice you might want to give to somebody who's coming up now to avoid maybe some of the pitfalls? Like, what would you tell them?
I mean, first off, my sons produce, so, you know, I'm going through it with them. But the thing of it is, you know, if you were to say one word that could be that word to get you out there, it would be networking. You know, you have to get out and you have to network. You know, that's the only way you're going to be able to get what you're doing out there. You know what I'm saying? It's knowing people like you. You know what I'm saying? It's knowing people like me. It's knowing people that are actually out here moving and shaking, you know, and you have to get your stuff heard, you know. So I would just say, make sure you are, you know, being relevant, and you're posting and you're doing certain things to help promote yourself, you know.
And how I mean, this is probably the worst question to ask at the end of the show, but speaking of networking, how did you meet Diddy?
You know, it's crazy. You know, at that time I had just did the Go Live at the Capitol Center. And to me, that was like a, you know, that was a high for the city at the time. But then hip hop was starting. It was starting to do what it was doing. So, you know, a friend of mine had a friend who always used to say, this is after we would drink a couple of beers or whatever, and he'd be like, you know, I got a cousin in the music business. And we're like, yeah,
everyone's got a cousin.
And he actually did. So his cousin was working alongside of Puff, this guy named Ward Corbin. So Ward remembered me working with, you know, his cousin telling him about it. So I started sending music to Puff. Ward, you know, picked my stuff up and it was like, you know what, Puff, this is a guy you need to pay attention to. And at that particular time, they were looking for songs for Mary. And one of the songs that I had submitted, I actually said, do not send that song because it was for a group that I had worked with in the city. It's a group called Lake. Shout out to Keith and Eric. And you know what I'm saying? So the thing of it is that's the one song that Mary loved. So that gave me, you know, a premise for Puff to think about what kind of a situation could we work out. And, you know, we thought about management and that was it, you know. But she basically picked out one song. I was only contracted to do a song and an interlude. And that was Be With You. And that one song turned into her whole album. Like, a lot of the producers that were working with her started submitting crazy invoices because, you know, they just did a 3 million platinum record. So, but Mary's hood, so she wasn't going for it. So that just opened the gate for me. You know, I was there. I was the new guy, and you know, it helped Puff So that's where we basically figured out our situation, was through me getting a song picked on that.
If you're a producer and you watched this whole show and didn't get that you need to learn an instrument from this, I mean, like, I'm 45 tomorrow, and from what I get from Chucky, because I'm an old producer, okay, and I play bass, but I'm not half as good as Chucky plays everything. And you can't listen to this interview and not take away the fact that his musicianship is what put him in the musicianship with, like he said, networking, right?
But the craziest part is, even when I'm playing music and I'm doing all this stuff in New York, DC is the driving factor for me. Like, Rare Essence is one of my, like, those were my heroes, you know? So even when I made this particular record, I'm acting like Rare Essence. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't know that, but
this is you acting like Rare
I'm
Essence.
acting like Funky Ned, my brother, that's on the bass. I'm playing like him. I'm playing like Foots. How, you know, because Rare Essence, James Funk would always, you know, put them up on playing the hottest new record. So I used to listen. I never listened to the radio. I used to just go to the go-go and hear whatever they were playing, and that's when I knew the newest records. So I would learn the records on the radio by listening to Rare Essence play it over, because you got to keep in mind, go-go started from a top 40 situation. This was a top 40 town. You either hired a DJ or you hired a band. So Chuck Brown started, you know, they came with the crossfader. So you remember playing a record and taking it off and having to play another record. When they came with that crossfader, it almost put the bands out of business. And then Chuck got smart and said, you know what, this is what we'll do. I'll put a percussion break in between the songs. And, you know, that way I can keep people on the dance floor just as long as the DJs are doing that with the crossfader. So that's actually how Go-Go started. Was Chuck Brown figuring that part out, and that's why you have the first half and the second half.
On the record or live?
Live, he would put the percussion breaks in between the songs. They were top 40 bands, so they would play all the songs, but you would play a song, stop, you would clap, and then you got to get it. Chuck said, no, let me put a percussion break in between the songs. I'll do a call and response. You know, you tired yet? You know, you ready to go home? And he would do those call and responses over the beats. And then people just started focusing on the beats.
Nice. This is blowing my mind right now, because after all these years, to hear that Go-Go had to do that to try to keep up with the DJ is just incredibly innovative. That's super innovative.
Yeah. But another thing, just to let you guys know, I'm working on a documentary right now. Chucky Thompson presents DC Go-Go. It's not the Go-Go story. It's just my version of how Go-Go has helped me, how Go-Go has, you know, and the different people in the industry and how they feel about it. You know, so I got a lot of great names attached to this. I just came from LA. I was out there with Dre. I asked him about Go-Go, and like, we went into this whole thing. So just know I got some people.
What does Dre think of Go-Go? I have to know.
You know what's crazy? He said, I like Go-Go, but I think it's happy. See, but that's him not hearing the real. He's been listening to these records, you know what I mean? And records in Go-Go has always been kind of funny to me.
Yeah.
Because
Go-Go's
it
alive
never,
thing.
you know,
Yeah.
my conversations with Snoop was like, you know, why don't you guys just do what you do? Like, you know, you always get to the records and do something different, but I go to the Go-Go, I feel a whole other energy. So I want to get ready to put that story out there. I want to get ready to, you know, look at the involvement of it, because it's three parts for me. It's the music, it's the movement, and the mainstay. So those are the things that.
What does mainstay mean?
Basically, how do people feel about Go-Go? A lot of people feel like Go-Go's on. A lot of people feel like Go-Go's not on. It's a whole conversation just with where it sits, you know. But that's the premise of.
When can we expect that to do?
Next year.
Next year.
Next year. Yeah.
Well, you got me super excited. I want to give a quick, let everyone do a quick shout out. CLB is doing lots of stuff on the air, so tell everybody where they can find you and your IG.
Certainly. You can find me at CLB Live TV on IG, and I just have to give you respect. It's an honor. I moved to DC in '92. Go-Go is in my heart, and just to hear these stories, I'm
It
honored.
helps make it make sense.
Thanks for having me.
It does make it make sense.
It
I'm
does.
telling you, this guy, every
I'm
time
so
I talk
stoked.
with him, I learn something new. DJ RBI, what about you, sir? Where can we find you and what you working on?
Well, I'm gonna give you a real quick one. Just look for me online, easily found on Instagram at DJ_RBI. And I got a bunch of stuff. I'm in the lab right now. You know, I'm retooling some radio things. I'm setting up some live things, some live streaming things and stuff like that. So, not ready to debut that yet. But to tide you over, I'll be back on WPFW on the first Saturday, rocking Hill Street Grooves. So
Oh, really?
check that out. Yeah. I mean, you know, I got 2 shows. I had 2 shows there. So
Okay,
you know.
as long as they ain't messing with the main one.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So I'll be back over there with all the freshness. As a matter of fact, we got some legends in the building, so we might have some talk to, you know.
Okay, cool.
You know what I mean?
Fabulous, fabulous. Chucky, other than the documentary, let them know where to find you on social media.
Okay, well, right off the top, I'm on Facebook, Chucky Thompson. You can go to my Instagram page, which is at ChuckLife365. And I post some crazy stuff on there, so I mean, if you weak, find it, you know, join us. So we can try to help you get your things together. And also, my sons, Negative Mind Music. So check them out, you know what I'm saying?
That's what's up.
They, you know, the crazy part about them is, you know, when they were little, I didn't know that they were listening. Like, I would always play my hip hop. And these guys were basically, you know what I'm saying, paying attention to my era of hip hop and then also understanding theirs. So they're a nice blend between the two.
How old are they?
21 and 23.
They work together.
They work together. One is more of the visual, you know, Quincy is more of the, you know, he does the visual, but my son Trey, he's the grind box, you know, but they both are talented.
It's beautiful. My 9-year-old son turned to me the other day and said, "Dad, I don't know what I'd do without hip hop." Like, son, you're only 9. I'm sure that you'd find a way. But I think it's beautiful because they really are listening. They really are listening. Listen, we are Hip Hop in Action. We do this about once a month, and we bring on these most amazing legends of hip hop to unbox all of this memorabilia and artifacts. I am at DJ Boom _LV, and I want to let you know that I'll be in Phoenix on the 22nd of May. I'm going to be checking out the second anniversary of a huge hip hop store there called Trill. So if anyone's in the Phoenix area, come down and check out Rascast and El the Sensei and Lord Finesse and Breakbeat Lou and Supernatural are all going to be there at the second anniversary of Trill in Phoenix, Arizona. But until the next time we meet, I'm DJ Boom, and this is Hip Hop in Action. Peace. We're out of here.